More than a year ago, this YouTube channel went silent. For the past year, I've been on a journey of self-discovery, a journey filled with ups and downs, moments of joy and moments of introspection, possibly just like all of you. And in one way or another, there was no time for my photography. Returning to YouTube after another long break isn't easy. There's the fear of judgment, the uncertainty of whether anyone still cares, but sometimes you have to push past those fears and follow your passion. Hey there, it's been a minute. I missed it. And I missed you. I'm sure you noticed that I didn't change camera. Still using my Nikon D810. Actually, I haven't been using my Nikon D810, which I bought in 2014, so 10 years. And I did think that I could have bought a new camera just to try to get my motivation coming from the fact that I had something new to try. Well, I didn't do that. I thought the motivation had to come from within. I waited, and I hope that this still works. I didn't buy new lenses, and I didn't get any new neutral density filters. Today I need to keep it simple, so I will be using the Kase 𝗂 𝗪𝗶𝗹𝗵 magnetic filter system. I did use this in the past. Very easy. Hope I still remember how to do it. But before going out, since I have this beautiful view behind me, let's try to take a long exposure photo right here. So this is my composition straight out of my camera. I'm using a 50mm lens, daylight long exposure photography, f8 1/200 at ISO 64. Let's see what this means. So with 1/200, using a 16 stops, I will have a shutter speed of 5 minutes and 27 seconds. Let's round this to 6 minutes. Let's attach the remote shutter release, which I will set at 6 minutes. Manual mode on bulb. And now I will stack my magnetic 10 stops and the filter, and I will stack the 6 stops on top. Very convenient. Ideal for when you didn't take photos for over 1 year. This is pretty, but this is also cheating, as I corrected this image in Photoshop, since the real image is this one, and the red ghost that you see in the middle is the light leaking through the viewfinder, which I forgot to close before taking my shot. A lack of practice, lack of memory. Long exposure photography is all about patience and precision. Let's rehearse my process. When you're taking long exposure photos of water, in my opinion, is definitely more interesting, being much closer to the water. And another important factor is to have some rocks or some elements that are steady, that are still, that are not moving, just to create the contrast between the water flow and the steady rock. Here, I found my subject. I have a nice set of rocks right here and a lovely water flow on the left. I will try to create a very minimalistic composition with a very long exposure. As soon as I find my composition, I will set a mid-range aperture in order to have a good compromise between depth of field and sharpness. With my Nikon D810, I usually like to use f8. I also put my ISO at the lowest ISO possible, which in this case is 64, and then as a result I will have my base shutter speed. So right now is 1/30. And now, depending on the exposure length that I want to achieve, I will pick the right neutral density filter. In this case, because I want to go very minimal, I might stack two neutral density filters, the 10 and the 6, in order to have a 16 neutral density filter and slow down my aperture as much as possible. Let's see what my ND calculator app will tell me. With 16 stop, it's a little too much because I have 36 minutes. So I'm playing with my base shutter speed in order to reach a final exposure time of about 10 minutes. So with 1/100 and 16 stops, I have about 11 minutes. In order to have a base shutter speed of 1/100, I will need to fix my ISO. Let's see what happens. With my ISO at 100, my base shutter speed increased to 1/50. And with my ISO at 200, my base shutter speed is now 1/100. So I can stack the 10 and the 6 and have a total exposure of about 11 minutes. It's always good practice to clean the filters before setting them up. And now, using my Kase magnetic filter system, I'm going to stack the 10 stops with the 6 stops, which are easily recognizable by the different colors. Stack them on and place in front of my lens. Of course, now I will need to change into my manual mode and go into the bulb. And now I will just need to set my exposure length on the remote shutter release. And now I will start my exposure through the timer. It is pretty, it is minimalistic. I will show it to you right now. Thank you all so much for joining me in this first shoot back. It feels really good to be out here again, capturing the beauty of nature through long exposure photography. I might not have a new video next week. I will need to find my pace and my balance, and hopefully the next video will not be in 1 year. I will figure this out, and in the meanwhile, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.